Hi Camila, how are you doing?
Hi, fine, teacher. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Fine, everything's okay.
Glad to hear
I've
that.
already had lunch.
Nice. What time is there?
um, for 4 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just 1 hour left. Okay, I'm
Yes.
just marking your assistance. Give me just one moment, please. That should be enough. Okay, so let's start. I was checking, and you already practice. We have already practiced 4 calls. No, that means we practice task number 1 twice, task number 2 twice, and today we will practice task number 3. Okay?
Yes.
So, do you remember task number 3, or do you want me to refresh or recap a little bit?
Yeah, I remember I have here kind of a template,
All right. Yeah.
but yeah, I didn't practice that task because
Yeah. No worries.
I couldn't. Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look to this really quick. So in the passage, you have to pay attention to the topic. No. Pay attention to the topic, and you have to summarize it. No, and you have to have the definition of whatever topic you're going to get. It's always about an academic topic. No. So just keep that in mind. What is it? Sorry, I just lost. Okay, there. And in the audio, you're going to get um, two ideas of the same, well, examples of the topic, not the academic topic. So you have to pay attention to that too. And that's it. No, let's start. So we have enough time to practice many exercises. So don't worry about this. We're going to check before. All right, so let's start test number 3. We will get a passage and then an audio on the same academic topic. No? Let's start. Let me know if at any point the call gets slow or maybe you cannot hear me very good because it might be my internet. All right. So maybe we shouldn't start with this one. This one is a little bit more advanced. The topic, let's do another one. Maybe an easier one. So we can start with that. Maybe just. Alright, let's see this one. If this one is a little bit easier. Altruism in animals. I don't think we've seen this topic. What do you think?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Let me zoom out. Maybe that way you can see it better. No, I don't think we can. Anyway, this is just one last line down below,
Okay.
no? So when you're done, you just tell me no.
Okay. Okay.
Over. All right, so I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. All right, so let's read this passage. Remember, you have to find the topic and have a brief summary. You have to summarize. No? Okay, let's start. 45 seconds, please.
Teacher, please. Thanks.
All right. Time's up, Camila. So now let's check the lecture. No, because it's an academic topic, the professor is going to talk about it and then he's going to present examples about it. No? So please pay attention to that. Let's start.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic you've just read about.
The idea that altruism is a uniquely human characteristic that cannot be found in nature might be popular among certain philosophers, but it really has little basis in fact. Actually, altruism is relatively common in the animal kingdom. Well, for example, in certain families of squirrels, when a predator, say like a fox, comes around, the squirrels are known to shriek out to warn their family members about the danger, even if the noise makes them targets for the predator. Similarly, when a herd of, say, wildebeests is attacked, well, stronger members of the pack will try to trample the threat rather than let the young and weak get picked off, even if this subjects them to danger. So what is the reason for all of this, evolutionarily speaking? It seems like a puzzle, right? I mean, why would evolution favor the development of altruistic behaviors that might endanger individual life? Well, the answer is it's a bit complicated, but essentially the answer is that by protecting the entire community, including several relatives, the altruistic animal ensures that the community's genes as a whole can still be passed on. Well, in other words, if a single squirrel dies after, say, shrieking at a fox, but the entire community is spared, well, that means that from a collective perspective, the community's fitness is increased by having altruistic behaviors associated with its members.
Using the points and examples given in the lecture, explain how altruism may be a beneficial characteristic for some animals.
All right. So now let's take a look to the template. So let me show you what is it right here. No? Based on the template, and the first two ideas should talk about or should mention the passage, no? And the rest of the other three ideas should talk about the lecture. No? So if you are ready, let's start. You will have 30 seconds to get ready. Okay? All right, time's up. So I'm going to show you the timer. Now you will have 60 seconds to respond. Any questions maybe before you start?
No, but okay.
All right. Then whenever you start talking, I'll run the time.
Okay. Well, the main topic of the reading is altruism and how it's not only a human characteristic, it's also relatively common in animals. As a matter of fact, the teacher explained that in their class, in the lecture. So she points out this with an example of squirrels, how they protect each other for a predator, and it contrasts the point of the lecture that says that individuals survival opt for protect not only themselves instead of the community, because oh my god.
It's fine, no worries. Okay, let's try to see a little bit of the template so you can based on this we can try to do it one more time. Okay, so basically no, the first two ideas they have to talk about the reading passage. No, so here you can mention no the topic in 2-3 words. However, if it's better if you try to kind of like put it, make it a bit longer. It was good what you did, but it was I think too short. Maybe you could have had a bit more information because it was kind of like just one idea, no? Here you can try to rephrase, no, like summarize it in your own words, and here you just add a detail. You know what I mean? But it has to be quite long because if you remember in this task, we have to have at least 12 seconds per idea. So the first one was too short, and then what it completed was longer. No? Then here in the lecture for they mention, and then you can briefly mention what they are talking about in your own words. That's okay. And then here you can mention any examples or important details that you consider that are talking about the topic. Now the topic or the question was explain how altruism may be beneficial, maybe a beneficial characteristic for some animals. No, I feel like you were talking about it. However, it wasn't as no, like I think you started talking a bit about some secondary ideas instead
Sorry,
of.
I totally forgot I had to answer a question about it. I was just summarizing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the whole topic is talking about altruism, no, but you have to make sure that you're mentioning about the about the main topic. So you want to start one more time?
Well, I think
Maybe 30 seconds, or it's up to you. You let me know.
Okay. Yeah, 30 seconds.
30 seconds to get ready, and then we will start one more time.
Okay.
30 seconds. All right, time's up. What do you say? Do you feel a bit more ready now? Ready to start one more time? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So when you start talking, I'll run the time.
Okay. No. And the main topic of the reading is about altruism and its definition with how another individual helps another one selflessly, even if it takes a great personal cost. As a matter of fact, it is not just an human characteristic, it's also an animal characteristic. So in the lecture, furthermore, they mention an example of squirrels and how they protect each other of predators and attack. And indeed, this allowed the no.
No worries.
¿Quería
Continue.
decir? Okay, ya continue. This altruistic behavior allows them to protect, to what's the word? Maintain the genes collectively. I think this is collective. So that's kind of a benefit because yes, they know that that help each other in that way will in a long time help them to keep their genes and transmit it generation by generation.
Nice. All right. That's fine word. Okay. So how do you know how I will start the first part? Because I think that's where you had no more. It wasn't.
It was a lot of time.
No. Yes. I will try to summarize it in my own words. Like after you read everything, what came to your mind? I will try to say that. No, like a main idea, like a whole, like out the main. I'm going to say something. Okay. The main topic of the reading is altruism as a main characteristic of some human beings. And maybe I can add something else here.
Okay.
Just a complete idea, no? Whole idea. As a matter of fact, and then I can mention some detail, no? And also, it's important here that you try to paraphrase some information. No, you don't have to say exactly what you read. So in the next time, well, we're going to do another one in a moment, no? But there, when you're taking notes, try to like read, and then whatever you can, whatever idea you can form after reading, write it. No, but try to write like a whole idea, maybe, so that can help. In that way, you can maybe do it faster. No.
Yeah, that my notes are like words, and it's a little bit messy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and in that way, I try to remember what I wanted to say, but that's time.
Yeah, I know it takes time. I think the best way to do it in this task is in your own words. Try to read, maybe get until a period, and whatever you understand, write really quick, like idea. Try to make it as complete as you can, or maybe you can complete it with one word, and then continue the second half and read and consider and just pick something that you consider is important and try to complete an idea. But remember, it has to be like a idea, but it shouldn't be too long, or too short.
Yeah.
It should take us around 10-12 seconds to speak, at least. No? Then the second part, it was better, but here I feel like you also used a lot of time. No? But let's practice one more time. For being the first time, I think it was good.
Okay.
Let's choose another exercise.
So,
any questions?
Well, like a recommendation or a feedback with this structure. I mean, I said the main topic first, and okay, I know that it's kind of it has to be not that long, short, and paraphrase it. Then okay, but when it starts with in the lecture, furthermore, they mention what I'm supposed to say there, like what I said. That's that I want to know.
Here you can like introduce the example, because they could mention one or many examples. So basically, you summarize or you paraphrase what is being said, no? The example.
Yeah, because she mentioned the lecture. It's mentioned just one example, I think, or one main example about squirrels.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes they mention one, sometimes they can mention two.
okay.
It really depends. But the tip here is that just concentrate in the first one, so you can
Okay.
give a lot of information, or while they continue explaining something else, no, you have time to work on that, or it might be too much information to explain, no?
Okay, yeah.
So, but sometimes you can get two examples and then might be short. So you kind of like have to analyze, no, depending on how you get it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but here you introduce the example, not that you
Yes.
say, well, they mention. No, I just forgot the topic. But they concentrate mainly in animals and blah, 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 not something else. And then indeed, and then you can explain very briefly the example in your own words, whatever you remember, and then you add a last detail. No, kind of like to conclude the whole idea in that. So,
Okay.
all right. Any other question, maybe?
I think it's okay. I got it.
All right, awesome.
Um,
Okay, so let's do this other one. Yeah, I don't think we've seen this one, no? It's about psychology.
I'm not. No, I didn't practice this task.
All right.
So first time for me. Yeah.
All right, awesome. So let's do it, okay? 45 seconds to get ready. Oh, to read, sorry.
Okay. Sorry, moment, please.
Yeah, it's fine. Let me get ready with the time too. Okay, you let me know when you're
Yeah. Okay.
all right. Awesome. Let's start.
Teacher, please.
All right, time's up. Okay, ready? Let's continue. Okay, let's listen to the lecture. All right. All right. Let's listen to the lecture. Pay attention to the example. If you get one or two, just pay attention to the first one. And good luck.
Now, listen to part of a lecture from a psychology class.
Hypnosis is controversial for several reasons. First, not everyone can actually be hypnotized. I mean to say, only certain types of people are able to fall completely under the power of a hypnotist's suggestions. But at the same time, a lot of patients are eager to please their therapists. So for this reason, patients might be likely to pretend to be hypnotized, when in reality, they're wildly improvising. That means hypnotherapy leads to false positives, times when patients exaggerate the effects. People make up memories, totally false information that they otherwise wouldn't have said, just so in order to make it seem like the hypnotism is working. And it gets worse. Sometimes hypnosis might create false psychological problems. For example, these days, a lot of people question whether split personality disorder, or as it's actually called, dissociative identity disorder, whether this disease, in which people have multiple personalities, it's questioned whether this is a disease that is found in nature or whether psychiatrists themselves basically created the disorder. It's thought that when psychiatrists question patients suffering from trauma and used hypnosis, they sometimes bombarded them with leading questions. Then these questions basically implanted the idea of split personalities where it didn't even exist before. No one stopped to think that the hypnosis might only reinforce made-up behavior by giving patients an excuse, a scapegoat. Many times, for example, people claim to have been suffering from dissociative identity disorder to avoid being held liable in court for crimes committed, crimes allegedly committed by their other personalities.
Using the points and examples given in the lecture, explain why hypnotherapy has proven to be a controversial form of treatment.
All right, so let's take a look to the question again. No. Why
Okay.
has proven to be controversial from the form of treatment? No, basically the whole thing is talking about that, no, but just to leave it clear. All right, we have to concentrate on that. Yes, any questions?
No, but the teacher talks so fast, I think.
Oh,
But I understand, yeah, a little bit. It's what I understand is that she was saying, okay, it's controversial because sometimes hypnosis produces like disorders, identity disorders, something like that.
yeah.
Okay, it's weird, but yeah, okay. So in that way, I'm going to elaborate the idea.
All right. So, because it's an academic topic, now sometimes it might be a little bit not as easy to understand, but we have to practice. No? All right, so you will have now 30 seconds to get ready. Okay, take a look to the template. You want me to show you the template or you have it open?
I have it all ready. Thank you.
All right, great. Okay, 30 seconds to get ready. All right, time's up. So whenever you're ready, you can start. All right, ready?
Ready? Yes.
All right.
Yep. The main topic of the lecture is about hypnosis, like treatment for psychiatric issues or patients, and its controversial use. As a matter of fact, it is used in a lot of clinics with patients who cannot remember something or had the experiences or troubles. So in the lecture furthermore, they mention how this treatment can prejudice patients with identity disorders. Indeed, this point out a lot of traumas that does not exist, and also, in fact, it shows multiple disorders in patients.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think that the topic was maybe a little bit too maybe unknown for you. That's why it was a little bit hard to understand, no? However, the structure it's good. No, we always have to like basically find the topic, no, and it's usually at the beginning, and try to find two ideas, no. So we already know what is the topic, and then the first part we mention one idea, and the second one we mention another idea. So but it's mostly some idea that we have to create. No, it's not like copy and paste from the lecture. No, we have to like summarize it in our own words. No, so or it won't be too short. And then the second part was good. Besides that, maybe the first part was a bit longer. No,
yeah. This time I prepare just the examples because I have no time for preparing well. Yeah, the first part well.
Yeah, that's fine. We're practicing, no? So if you want to, we can practice one more time next class, and in the last call. Let's see. Yes, and then what to say? Because you have two calls left, no? And for the last one, we can have one. That's up to you. Okay.
Yes. So, but this week or next week?
Next week. It will have to be next week because there is no more calls this week.
Okay.
But I'm going to continue having classes with the other group. I think you guys finish it tomorrow.
Yes, it's because of that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with Melissa. I don't think there will be any problem with that. But I'm just going to ask her, okay?
Okay, thank you.
We're going to schedule for next week. All right, that will be it, Camila. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi Rosa, how are you doing?
Hi, teacher.
Okay. Today we're going to see task number 3.
Okay.
Do you remember task number 3?
What? Sorry?
Do you remember task number 3?
Yes, I remember.
Okay. Just remember you have to find at least 2 details about the main topic in the passage. No, it's always about an academic topic. And in the audio, concentrate on the first example and try to at least have 2-3 ideas about it. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, let's start. I'm going to show you the template really quick. No, the first 2 ideas are going to come from the reading passage, and the rest are going to come from the lecture, the professor's lecture. All right?
Okay.
So I already have one exercise for you open. This one talks about altruism in animals. I don't think we've seen this before, either in classes or anywhere.
No, I think no.
All right, let's start. Please let me know when you get to this point so I can
Okay.
show you the last idea. All
Okay.
right, let's start. 45 seconds to.
Okay, teacher. You go down, please.
Right, time's up.
Okay.
So remember, you always have to have at least, or you have to find or take notes from at least 2 ideas of the main topic. No, which you already know it. It's here. Okay, so let's continue and let's see the conversation. Oh well, sorry, the passage, the lecture. Sorry. Yeah, on the very computer. All right, and here remember you have to pay attention to the example or examples. Try to summarize it in your own ideas, and you should have ideas that are at least 12 seconds long.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to have at least 3 ideas or details related to the exam. All right.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Let's start.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic you've just read about.
The idea that altruism is a uniquely human characteristic that cannot be found in nature might be popular among certain philosophers, but it really has little basis in fact. Actually, altruism is relatively common in the animal kingdom. Well, for example, in certain families of squirrels, when a predator, say like a fox, comes around, the squirrels are known to shriek out to warn their family members about the danger, even if the noise makes them targets for the predator. Similarly, when a herd of, say, wildebeests is attacked, well, stronger members of the pack will try to trample the threat rather than let the young and weak get picked off, even if this subjects them to danger. So, what is the reason for all of this? Evolutionarily speaking, it seems like a puzzle, right? I mean, why would evolution favor the development of altruistic behaviors that might endanger individual life? Well, the answer is it's a bit complicated, but essentially, the answer is that by protecting the entire community, including several relatives. The altruistic animal ensures the community's genes as a whole can still be passed on. Well, in other words, if a single squirrel dies after, say, shrieking at a fox, but the entire community is spared, well, that means that from a collective perspective, the community's fitness is increased by having altruistic behaviors associated with its members.
Using the points and examples given in the lecture, explain how altruism may be a beneficial characteristic for some animals.
All right. So now you will have 30 seconds to get ready. Okay. Do you have the template open?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
All right. So I'll show you the timer. You have 30 seconds.
Okay.
to get ready. All right. Time's up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Okay. The main topic of the reading is about altruism in animals. As a matter of fact, the reading explains how this concept is about the urge to selflessly help others. In the lecture, furthermore, they mention that this often is a human characteristic, but it can be found in the animal kingdom. Indeed, he explained an example of squirrels that protect all the group of squirrels. And in fact, the professor explains that protecting the entire community gives opportunity to conserve the genes to pass to other generations. I don't know. I explained too fast. Sorry.
So you don't have more ideas to fill?
Yeah, I was like, I forgot.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry, anything. Oh yeah, I forgot this that I was in my
But
notes.
you know what thing that you could have done here? It's this in this part. You mention it too
Explain.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah. You just basically you just say the title.
the title.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have more in my notes, but I was very fast. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. But I think if you will have said or mentioned not just the topic, but the topic and like the
Some
definition.
concepts. Yeah.
Yeah, the definition, the concept, yes, at least. And then here another detail, no, that
Yeah.
complements the whole thing. If you have done this, I think it will have been awesome. You
Okay.
had at least 10 seconds left, no?
Yeah, I like 10 seconds. Teacher, I have a question. I was
Sure.
taking a course on EDX that is from the TOEFL.
All right.
And then
EDX.
EDX, yeah, I don't know if you know, they are a free course about the TOEFL. About all the tips of the TOEFL is made for professors that make the test. And in the part that they explain the speaking and give the details of how they score, they mentioned that it's not a good idea to follow a template. I don't know if it's a good idea, but they explain that it's better to sound more natural than follow a whole template. So that's my question. I don't know. Is it's better to follow the template?
I
Or
mean,
no?
some people like to change some words so that it doesn't
Yeah.
say the whole thing, you know. But it's basically, this is just showing organization.
The
It's
structure.
yeah, it's showing I don't know, connectors, which you have to, no, you cannot just
No.
speak in that way.
Okay. Yes,
So
forget.
yeah,
Okay, I will take. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you can change some of the words if you want to. That's totally fine, you know. Maybe
Okay.
you would like to use another connector instead, but
Mm.
it's not like you're like a robot, not like mention this. It's basically just the organization and to
As
show
your experienced teacher, what do you think that is the best way?
this structure is very good.
Okay.
Um, I'll also change, and not because I wanted to, because I forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot the connectors. So I was just talking, and whatever came to my mind, not to try to put ideas together. I've always used linking words, always.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
if it was just like mentioning something, no, always, but not. I've never. I try. I know I did, but I tried not to say and, but, because, especially because they're
Yeah.
too common. You can use
Yeah.
any word, no, and it was kind of hard to break that habit.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that helped. That helps a lot.
Okay.
Maybe some days before the TOEFL, you can take a look to some connectors. No, try to read. No, it's always, it helps you to keep. No, I'm not sure if you are able to speak in English in your work or with other people or friends. No, but it's always good to read something or listen something in English every day. Always. No, at least 30
Mhm.
minutes, an hour if you can, maybe a movie or something,
Yeah.
or try to speak with someone at least, but not just chatting, no, like an actual conversation. That's good.
Okay. 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 Thank you, teacher.
Okay,
That's
awesome.
my question. Okay.
All right. So, you have any questions?
No, that was the one because I passed yesterday that course and I was concerned about that.
Yeah, no worries. Um,
Okay.
okay, awesome. I'll see you in a couple of minutes in
Okay.
the class. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.